that in me shuffle, hearing me. Mommy, don't from Eddie Dibia. Tell me, Consua, and won't you? Namanu, Yasham, Mikirama. Tell me, Consua, and won't you? Namanu, Yasham, Mikirama. Enti, Missuro, and I do Bombiara. Missuro, and I do Bombiara. Nonima Kucham, Nima Kucham, Yanimu Anije, Yanimu Anije, Nina Sena Metana. I feel blessed when I'm wrapped up in your love. Dancing to my God.
Chairman, in fact, I actually came to find out about my investment. Yes, my
investment. You're investing. You're investing. Sir, considering the micro-inflationary dynamics of the systematic advanced calculated forms, your investment is perpetual towards gratification.
meaning?
In simple terms, Sikanashi.
Misikanashi.
Don't shout. Swallow it. You care for some coffee?
Make the right choice. Invest with SIMS Stanbic Investment Management Services for capital preservation and competitive returns. Try SIMS today and you will not regret your decision. Stanbic Investment Management Services, your investment specialist.
Won't you come to bed?
I'll be with you. I'll be with you something.
Come on, let's go to bed too and you're doing this.
Sir?
Sweetheart, I think it's getting late. You should come to bed.
Chrissy, you said on the count of 3, but you went on the count of 1. Hi. Welcome to Encore, the Facebook Live platform on which we discuss all things love, marriage, relationship, sex, and what have you. They call me Uncle Whyte. I work with Roverman Productions, and at Roverman Productions we say, be the difference. Now, great things are happening at Roverman Productions. On Sunday, that's tomorrow's next, we're going to have our webinar, our 5th in the Matter Day series, and the title is Rekindling the Spark in Your Relationship. If you've never joined us, I think it's a good time to join us. And then on the 20th of July, which is my birthday, I will be launching my book, Let's Talk About Sex. You haven't read a book on relationship until you read that one. And with that, let me say thank you to Matilda, to Fred, to Makapui, and to Eric for joining us, to Yvonne. Yvonne says this is the first time you are welcome on board. Yvonne, you realize that I picked your first name because your middle name, it will be too dangerous. It has L and R in it. No, not a name for me to pronounce. So I have run away from it. It's as simple as that. So you are welcome. I hope that we will see you this Sunday for Matter Day Part 5. We're going to have such great fun. Now today we'll be hosting friends from is that the school? The Association of the Deaf. The Association of the Deaf. We're going to have them as my guests. We'll be talking about love. We'll be talking about relationships in the among the deaf community, but in life generally. Because the point is that many of us see some of these people who have been blessed by God in different ways as disadvantaged. But just like there was a video of a madman dancing to a song called Mon Amour Bre, you know, and it was very prophetic. When I heard it, I said, yeah, he's saying that more, those of you who think you are saying Mon Amour Bre, those of us who are crazy, we are cool. So that will come later. For now, I'd like to make a presentation, and I'm going to talk about why we fail in our love relationships. There's a reason why love relationships do not often work. And whenever a love relationship collapses, it comes with a lot of pain and anguish and bitterness. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to end in a shipwreck. But there is a reason why we get there. So let's look at why love relationships don't work, why they fail. And then hopefully, when you've learned the lessons, you will know the tools to use to ensure that you become a winner all the time. So, shall we go? Reason number one why relationships do not work, it is because we are always looking for somebody to love us for us. So, you hear people saying, I want someone to love me for me. No. Nobody will love you for you. Someone will love you for them, not for you. In other words, when I say I love you, I do not love you for you. I love you for me. I love you because in you, I see the means to attaining my own happiness, my own fulfillment. That is why I say I love you. Now, if you do not get this right, if you don't get it right that successful love relationships are always based on what I call enlightened self-interest. In other words, there is a certain selfishness in love relationships. There's a reason why it starts. When I say that, oh, I love you, I am saying that there is something about you that would answer certain needs in me. That's why I love you. Now, the moment you stop doing the things that I saw, that make me think that there's something in you that can meet some needs in me, the moment you stop, the relationship is in danger. There can't be any relationship. The relationship will be there. Now, let me give examples so that we can all understand. Let me start from the field of sports. You can be Ronaldo. You can be Messi. But you have fans not because your name is Ronaldo, not because your name is Messi. You have fans because of what you do on the field for their team. The day you go without performing, those same people, those same fans are not going to like you. So whenever I hear a celebrity say, oh, my fans love me, my fans love me, no, your fans love themselves. And you are the means to their loving themselves. And as long as you continue to do things that would enable them to love themselves more, they love you. The moment you stop doing the things that will let them feel good, that time you've lost them. And it's not as if Oh, I don't understand the people. So, for instance, let's say Ghana Black Stars goes to play a match. They go, let's say, to the World Cup or African Cup. As long as they are winning, we are all Black Stars. We support Black Stars. We'll wear their jersey, we'll chant their names, and things like that. If they go to the finals and bring the cup, we are all at the airport to receive them home. Now let the same team go to the African Cup and get eliminated in the group stages. They better smuggle themselves back into the country because nobody will be at the airport to receive them. In fact, the few people who will meet them, who will run into them, they didn't go there to even meet them all, but who will just run into them at the airport will insult them. It's not that, oh, the fans don't like us. No, the fans like themselves. I can't stress this enough. That it is the things you do for me, the things I think I can benefit from you. That is why I love you. I don't love you just because of who and you. So don't say, I want someone to love me for me, because you see, you are not looking for somebody that you will love for them. You are looking for somebody you will love for you. So is everybody else. It is not selfish. That is what it is. So, if you're a minister of state, we are prepared to park off the road to allow you to pass, because we are expecting that you are serving us, that you are going to take decisions and implement policies that will make our lives better. So, park, let him go. When we get the impression that you don't care about us and you are not generating the results we want, we do not like you. And when the next time we see you coming in traffic and you park us, we would insult you. Don't say that, oh, Ghanaians have turned against us. No, Ghanaians they were never with you. They were with themselves. So they are not with you to turn against you. If we don't get that one right, we will get a lot of things wrong. Your employer hasn't employed you because you are beautiful or handsome. Yes, they may have employed you because you have a master's degree and they need somebody with masters. But it is not just the masters that would satisfy them. You come in with masters, we are expecting a certain level, minimum level of performance from you. Fail to give us that minimum performance, then your certificate means nothing to us. So we did not employ you for you. We employed you for us, for the company. In the same way, I am working for you not because of the company, of you. I'm working with the company because I see this company can help me meet certain needs. The moment you stop doing that, you're not going to have me. This is life. And it's called enlightened self-interest. Now, there's a story I love to tell about enlightened self-interest. If you own a dog, you understand this. If you're a dog, those of you who love dogs, why do you keep a dog? The dog doesn't earn you any income, but you keep the dog. Sometimes you feed the dog better than some of the people in the house, in your own house. You feed them better. You make more investment in your dog. Why? 2 reasons. One, because the dog makes you feel good. Oh, it's such a warm feeling when you get to the gate and you blow your horn and the dog is the first one to run to you and is all over you and jumping on you. And even though sometimes it can get a little bit sticky, something in you responds to that. That there is a living thing that is happy that I'm alive, that I am back home, and you feel good. It feels something deep within you. And then the second one is security. That a dog will keep watch over this house, over our property. And at least if we can't even attack them, we expect the dog to make so much noise that we will know that we are in danger. We will know that there's an intruder in the house. Now, as long as the dog is doing that, we are happy. Now, we are prepared to take the dog to the vet. If it is not well, we are prepared to give it a special meal or whatever. Now, same situation. Imagine that you have a dog that you go home and doesn't even want to come anywhere close to you. It's in some corner, leaving you to ask, where's the dog? Man, so it's over there. Then you wake up the following day, and the doors have been wide open. You've been ransacked, and the dog is sleeping peacefully by the door. Trust me, you are not keeping the dog. So you see, you are not a dog lover. You are the kind of person who appreciates what a dog can do for you. And that is why you keep a dog. And sometimes, the wilder the dog is, the better you like, especially if your thing is security. So don't tell me, I'm a dog lover. No, I am a security lover. I love my security. And that's why I go for a dog. So if the dog makes a mistake and says that, he's a dog lover, so he will love me anyway. No, you lie bad. Bring the same thing to a love relationship. I love you because there are certain things I can see in you, certain things you have already done or you are doing that makes me feel a certain way. I love that. I like how it makes me feel. I like how it meets my needs. And so I love you. And so I'm prepared to do anything for you just so you'll be incentivized to continue doing what you are doing for me. When you fail to do that, when you fail to meet those expectations, we are over. The relationship is in trouble. And for some men, the only reason why that gorgeous girl loves you or says she loves you is because you have a sex organ that works. Now, when you refuse to use that sex organ to satisfy her, trust me, she will discard you like a menstrual pad. Because then, what's your use? So let us understand that love relationships will fail if you don't get this, that you are in the relationship for you. The other person is also in the relationship for himself or herself. The important thing is to discover what is it that is her expectations so that I can meet it. So it will be an incentive for her to also meet my needs, knowing that if she doesn't meet my needs, what I'm doing for her will also stop. Enlightened self-interest. So that is point number one. Now let's go to point number two. Failing to realize that love is an illusion. When we say, I love her, that girl, for any one of you who has been in love before, for instance, for Kakra, who has been in love, Kakra, how many times have you been in love? About 10 or 12?
I've forgotten the number.
We've lost count, yeah. Kakra has a heart like mine. He falls in love every 2 weeks. Think about it. I'd like you to go back and think of all the love relationships in your life that did not work. Now, when I say that, I give Ken a lot of headache because he's wondering, where do I start from? Do I start from primary school or middle school? Or, in his case, from Christ? Think about it. When you met the person for the first few times, you went away thinking that person was some person. You saw some qualities in this person. You could talk endlessly about this person. Guess what? A lot of the qualities that you saw in that person did not exist. They were qualities you projected into that person. Just because that person gave an indication that he could have the key to your happiness, and because of that, and because you said, oh wow, then suddenly you began to think, what is the kind of man I need? And because of that, you impose upon this person the qualities of the kind of man you've always wanted. That person didn't have it. Or, so you talk with your friends and you're saying, oh, Kwame, you people, you don't know Kwame well. Kwame, he's a very patient boy. Look, he never gets angry at anything I do. It's because you want a boy who will never get angry with you. It doesn't mean he has it. But you see, illusion disappears when it is confronted by reality. So, I give this example. You live in a rough neighborhood. The kind of neighborhood where you have to fight to survive. And you've been a victim of attacks, Dakra. So now, you begin to think, if only I had a man by my side who can defend me and fight off all these people who are bullying me. So you meet Ken, Macho Kakra, and you think that, yeah, now you are working with Ken. And remember, the reason why you said yes to Ken, as against Chrissy, is that Ken is a little bit muscular than Chris. So you think Ken should fight better. Then you go on a date and somebody bullies you in the presence of Ken, and you are happy the person has done it because you think, yes, now Ken will be here. Ken would show these people that from now on nobody should mess up with me. And then you turn around and Ken is running away. He's taking cover. You know something? I don't think that relationship will end will last one more day. It is over. Why? Because Ken did not understand that the only reason why you are in my life is protection. Even if you fight and let them beat you, it doesn't matter. I will nurse you back to health. You understand me? Let them break your head. I'll rush you to the hospital and visit you every day and bring you oranges and banana. And then I'll love you more because, hey, yeah, you almost died for me because that is what you wanted. You wanted somebody who would defend you. If he doesn't do that, yeah, then so that's it. Reality has now confronted illusion. The illusion that this boy is strong, and now it's gone. And then suddenly you realize, oh, hang on, rude awakening. It's the reason why people say, oh, he has changed. No, he didn't change. You didn't know the person well. The person is the same. But you impose into that person attributes, traits, characteristics that the person did not have, but you needed. So you saw it there. Have you realized that when you fall in love first with somebody and you are excited about that person, you tend to like, the person tends to like everything you like. So you talk about soap opera, me too, I love soap opera. And things like that. The person loves soccer. Even though you don't understand soccer, you are excited. So which team is playing? And then the person goes away, oh, everyone loves soccer. No, everyone doesn't love soccer. Everyone knows you love soccer. So you go away and tell them, oh, the girl, oh, she's real, she's down to earth. Until the relationship becomes stable. And you come home and you are behind the television watching England versus Italy. And then she tells you, are you still sitting here? I'm waiting for you in the bedroom. And I go, but I thought you liked soccer. No, I didn't like soccer. You wanted to see me like soccer. So for your sake, I played along. Illusion. How do we protect ourselves from this illusion? Always share your feelings with somebody you can trust. They can help you. Because you are under an illusion. You are not thinking straight. You are not seeing straight. But if you can share with some sensible friends or some mature person, that person can ask you one or two questions, can help you to see one or two realities. And then suddenly you wake up and, oh, okay, all right. So, oh, well, I didn't know that. No, you weren't looking for that. Love is a con job. I said that it's a con job that you yourself, you are the con person against yourself. That is why you've got to be careful. Otherwise, you'll pay a serious price. Number 3. Again, if you just join us, we are looking at the reasons why love relationships do not work. So we've done 2, we're going to 3. Number 3, we don't study marriage. We don't study marriage. Now, let me explain what I mean. How do people prepare for marriage in Ghana? I'll tell you. They watch the marriages of their parents or whichever guardians they live with. They watch the marriages around them in the neighborhood, in the community. They look at the marriages in church and things like that, so they can go like, oh, Mr. and Sister, oh, I love the way they come together and they walk together to church. That is what we do. We look at that. How do people prepare for marriage? They depend on the advice given to them, the informal advice given to them by their parents, by their mother or father, by their older siblings or their married siblings, cousins, some of their friends, and things like that. That is what they do to prepare for marriage. Now, imagine you going to the hospital needing an operation, and the doctor comes in and he introduces himself as Dr. Encore. And then you go, oh, okay, so doc, which medical school did you go to? And Dr. Encore says, oh, I haven't been to medical school before. All I've done is that I used to be a very sick person when I was a child. And so I have been to the hospital several times and I have seen how doctors work. Or I have watched a lot of TV series on how doctors work. And so because of that, I think I know how to operate on his own. Relax. And my friend, would you still stay in that hospital? I'm sure you will sue the hospital. Why are we applying that to marriage? Why are we marrying based on what we have observed, not what we have studied? Why is it that? Or imagine a pilot. You know, you're traveling to the UK, to Heathrow. Then you hear this. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. This is Captain Ken Saki. Even his name crash should put you up, because how do you repeat a name twice? Saki. Then he says, you're welcome. We're going to have a night flight. We're flying at this altitude and things like that. If you're wondering about my background, I have no training, but I have observed. I have frequent miles traveling thing. I used to travel by air every week, and I always use first class, so I saw how pilots operate, and so I think we'll be fine. Oh, if you don't get out of that plane, then you are not sane. Any sane person will say, I am out of here. And yet, when it comes to marriage, we think it is okay to say, oh, I know how to marry because I've observed it. I know how to marry because my parents were married. I know how to marry because my cousins have been married. I know how to marry because all my classmates are married, and I talk with them, and I know how to do it. No, you don't. We go to school to study everything. What made you think that you don't need to school yourself in marriage? When did we swallow this lie that marriage will come naturally? That if you are old enough, then marriage, yeah, you should be able to make it work. No. You should be able to invest in learning about it. That is why I am quite sad that very few people respond to our webinar series. Because it's a school. Purposely for marriage and relationships. But the average person thinks, what do I need to learn? I don't need to learn anything. That is why your marriage is in trouble. That is why your relationships are breaking, because you haven't woken up to the fact that love relationships will not take care of themselves. You have to invest in learning. Just like a company employs you as a marketer, but you didn't have a training in marketing, what would a sensible person do? You begin to look for conferences to attend, You begin to look for workshops to attend. You begin to look for seminars to attend. You begin to look for books to buy and read. When it comes to marriage, oh, it's okay. It's okay. It is not working, but it's okay. How do you know you would make a good husband? Oh, well, you know, my father, all my uncles are married, or my big brother. Oh, in my house, I'm the only one who is not married. So I know a lot of married. I hear them talking. Hey, think about a surgeon coming to you and say, I'm not quite a surgeon, but I hear surgeons talking. So let's get this thing right. We've cheated ourselves for too long thinking, oh, it will work. So if there's no school for marriage in Ghana, it is because people don't see the need for it. So nobody wants to invest his resources, his time, even attempting to run the school when people won't come. Simple. But we need to learn. It won't come naturally. Number 4. Our relationships don't work because we have made marrying mandatory, that I must marry. Who told you that? Really? No, not all of us will get married. And not all of us should be married. There are people who are married now who should never have been married. And the evidence is there. The headache they themselves are having, and the headaches they are giving to their partners, and the headache they are giving to the whole community, and the headache they are giving to heaven. Because those people, they pray like hell for their marriages to work when they know that they don't have what it takes to make a marriage work. No, you don't need to marry. If it comes your way, praise the Lord. But don't think you are inferior. Don't think you are missing something just because marriage has not come your way. The interesting thing with marriage is that it will come when it will. It will come when it will. It doesn't care what your timetable is. And I hear girls who say, as for me, when I was in school, I had planned that I would marry by 23. By 28, I would have finished with all my having all my children, and then from that point on, I will show Ghana what life is. Remember life and things like that. Really, life doesn't care about how you bragged about this in the boarding house, in the boarding house. It doesn't care. It will come when it will. In the book of in the Song of Songs in the Bible, it said, "Do not awaken love until it pleases," and that is a wonderful message. So don't let anybody force you to marry. Then the next one, and I'll end on this because my time is gone. I have 10 points, but I don't have time to go over the 10 points. The reason why marriages do not work is because we deceive ourselves into thinking that marriage will be an extended dating or an extended courtship. And if you look at my notes, when I wrote that, I did ha 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 ha. That's what is here. You know? Because even thinking about it amused me. And yet, it's a thing, a lot of people. Oh, the way, you don't know how difficult it is to say goodbye in trap. So imagine we will marry and we wouldn't have to say goodbye. And then we would always be together. We would always eat together. And then we will go for walks in the evening. And then when we sleep, we'll sleep in each other's arms. Really, the guy doesn't take his bath. How are you going to sleep in his arms? No. It doesn't work that way. And yet, it doesn't stop us from believing it. Oh, how we believe it. That, the way we are enjoying courtship, if only we're married. Can you imagine? Because in courtship, we spend about 2 hours every evening. Then when we marry, we wouldn't even need to part at all. So we have the whole 24 hours. Ha, 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 ha. Did you ever see Kenneth Copeland laughing when they said Trump had been declared winner? That's the kind of laughter I want to laugh. But I don't have this kind of money. And laughter is dependent on how much you have in your pocket. The richer you are, the richer your laughter. when you're a poor person, your laughter is even light. but when you are rich, it's a rich laughter. You know, I'm not rich, so even that one did not come. Even trying to get it did not come. Friends, love is wonderful. But if we don't learn the right things and we continue to let people teach us the wrong things, you know, the wrong things being, oh, don't think about yourself, think about your partner. What they don't tell us is half of the truth. Think about your partner, because in thinking about that partner and meeting the partner's needs, he will be incentivized to also think about you and meet your needs. Let's learn and let's resolve to make our friendships, our relationships, our marriages a huge success. I would end here. I'll take a break, take your questions, and then we'll meet our friends from the Association of the Deaf. We're going to have a great time. At least I'll let them teach you how to say hello in sign language. So, no, that one, on this platform, I'll let them teach you how to say I love you in sign language. Now, there's a reason why I'm going to make them teach you how to say that. Because some of you chewers on, the reason why you are chewer on is that you can't open your mouth and say, I love you. But at least if it is a sign language, that one you can sign. So we'll do that. We'll learn to do that. And then you at least, when you sign, I'm sure you will not remain a chewer on for too long. We'll take a short break. See, let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue with the discussion. And thank you very much for staying with us. Please don't go away.
Chairman, in fact, I actually came to find out about my investment. Yes, my investment.
Your investment. Sir, considering the micro-inflationary dynamics of the systematic advanced calculated forms, your investment is perpetual towards gratification.
Meaning?
In simple terms, Sikanashi.
Misikanashi.
Don't shout. Swallow it. You care for some coffee?
Make the right choice. Invest with SIMS Stanbic Investment Management Services for capital preservation and competitive returns. Try SIMS today and you will not regret your decision. Stanbic Investment Management Services, your investment specialist.
I need to talk to you. This is Mercedes. She's going to be my wife tomorrow. And if you do not have any regard for her and you disrespect her, you have disrespected me.
Brother P.
Yeah.
If you do not want to talk to me anymore, that is fine by me. But ask your Mercedes if she regards me as anything.
What are you talking about?
Hey, shh! Do not talk to me because I'm not talking to you. B, Ask Mercedes if she has informed you of the wedding. Huh? She and I used to be like this. We share the same room at the university. Even my parents took her in as one of their own. Today she says what? Ask her if she has informed you of the wedding.
It was announced at the church.
The announcement was for others. You and I were like sisters. Oh, or so I thought. Mercedes, have you forgotten the promise we made to each other? That whichever one of us got married first, the other will be the maid of honor. Oh, Mercedes, why? You stole my boyfriend and I let it go. You still have the audacity to treat me with contempt. You have to bring that out. So there's times I wonder why she's a phone.
So, Pastor, we have told the vehicle to Brother Providence's workshop for straightening, but I refuse to miss my wedding. And Pastor, something strange happened when we got to the workshop. It was jam-packed with cars that had accidents and needed straightening. Very, very strange.
What a thing to happen to you on your wedding,
Pastor.
But thank God you're okay.
All right, thank God.
Did you see a doctor?
Pastor, I went to the hospital, but the doctors and nurses are overwhelmed with serious accident cases and many sudden deaths. So I am just praying that God will have mercy on you.
This looks like a job for Bausugolisa. Yes. I am the Lord. I healeth thee. I am the Lord. Your healer. Oh yes, I sent my word. And I heal your disease. Oh, I am the Lord. Your healer.
So, Pastor, I'm praying that the Lord will heal. It's a shopping. So you have my crutches.
Yes.
Where are we going, Kwesi? Kwesi, where are we going? You said we go. Where are we going?
We are coming to the studio.
We are coming to the studio, but I'm in the studio already. Hello. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. I was having a little bit of fun with some of my team members. Now, I have a public service announcement. To the members of the clan, Adrian has let us down. He hasn't represented well. So on behalf of the clan, therefore you are looking good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then the hair works on you, the dress works on you, the color combination works. Thank you very much,
Uncle.
That is doing damage control for the clan. Adrian, it will be in your interest to keep quiet. I spared you from coming on camera because if you had done it on camera, I would have done more to you than this one. All right, then I promised you that we're going to have our friends from the Deaf Association. So I will let them introduce themselves. You would hear the voice of one person, but you would hear the views and opinion of both of them. Because one will be signing, will be interpreting, and things like that. So I'll go to the one who can do both and ask him to introduce himself and his colleague.
Okay, so my name is Jonathan Intimdako. I'm the sign language interpreter, and I'm here with. My name is that is Richard. That is the sign for my name. I'm Richard Doku, and I'm a teacher also, but I also work with the National Association of the Deaf as a project coordinator.
Great. And you are Jonathan?
Yes.
And he's
Richard.
Richard.
So that is his sign name.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Richard, teach us to sign I love you.
Okay, thank you so much. So the first, the small finger, this one.
This one?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, so
on
you put this.
On any of the hands?
Any of the hands, yes.
Should it be on the left or the hand? Or it doesn't matter?
Okay, use the right. You see, most Ghanaians, because of our culture, we use our right hand.
Okay.
Yes, right. So I put it on your chest.
And then
yes.
You do this.
So this is, no, like this.
Do this.
Yes.
With the eye still out.
Yes, with the eye still out.
Yes.
Yes, like this.
And then
this is love. you cross your hands like this. This is love. So like it's like you hugging someone, you know, embracing someone. So this is love. Then pointing somebody, that is you.
Richard, we'll have to come to school. We'll have to come to school for us. Thank you.
Yes. So let's try this one more time. I. Love.
Then you hug.
Then you.
Then you.
Yes.
Oh.
That is all.
The first time it was he did things like this and that and that. That made it complicated. So wait, it is this.
So this.
Richard, it is this.
I love you. That is it. Then we have the short one.
Yes.
Yes. The short one is just this. When you do this.
When you do this.
Yes.
With this.
Yes. This is I love you.
This I love you.
Yes.
And
this is a short one. Yes.
When you shake it, it means I love you very much. Eh?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So this is a short one.
Okay. So Encore family. I mean this.
So the reason is, so you see we have the index, the small finger here for I.
Okay.
Then we have this as L.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So the L stands for L. That is love. Okay. Then this is you.
You.
So all in one.
All of it in one.
Yes. I love you.
I love you. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Richard, thank you very much. Richard, how often have you said I love you to somebody? To a lady, not to a man.
I think since I was born, I've been saying I love you since I was born. My first girlfriend is my mom actually, so I always say I love you.
Richard, you are cheating.
Now I changed. I got another new girlfriend, so I have a child. So you know that I love you.
Richard, you are cheating. You are cheating. You are cheating. You are cheating.
No, I'm not cheating.
No, you are cheating. All right. Your daughter's mother. How did you say I love you to her?
This question. Okay, so if I must confess, I would say that it's not often, but mostly on the phone. I think in a week, maybe we say it. Maybe I say it maybe four times in a week.
Well, Richard, you are doing better than Adrian. I mean. Well, Emma, you paid attention to the points I raised. What do you think?
Yeah, so I think what I particularly agree with is love being an illusion.
Yeah.
So when you start dating, I think you're both just trying to please each other.
Yeah.
So you tend to unconsciously do things that the other person loves, and it's like you even convince yourself that you love it too.
Okay.
Until reality sets in and you realize, oh, okay, so I actually don't really like this thing. And that time, I mean, like mostly when you're married, it's like you can just be yourself and just. So I when we're dating, we used to hold hands in public, Adrian and I, quite often.
Yeah.
And I thought it was something that was.
And you thought he liked it. He liked it.
I thought he loved it. I was like, oh,
you didn't
wow,
know.
I'm so lucky.
You didn't know he was from a fisherman's stock. We don't do public show of affection.
Yeah. So after marriage, I realized that no, he actually doesn't like it, and it took me a while to accept it. So I was always like, why? When I'm even come to talk to you, it's like he doesn't even want me to come and talk to him in public or come and do any lovey-dovey. He doesn't even want that. So it's like we just kind of be in our separate spaces, and then when we come home, we talk about what happened. And so it took me a while to understand that no, actually he doesn't actually like this thing. It was just like during the courtship, and I think it's vice versa.
Yes.
Like I mean what you said about the football.
Yeah.
I used to actually enjoy sitting by him and
watching his reaction to the soccer. And then you ask him what is going on. So is it a goal? Is it a goal?
So he would explain to me. I was like, oh, maybe I can like this football, but I'll never watch football on my It's not something I'll ever watch. I actually don't really enjoy it. It's just now because he watches it, I sometimes will sit by him and just watch it. But if I'm on my own, it's not something I'll watch. Yeah. So it's very true that love is an illusion. And
okay, now next one, let me give you a hint. A hint that enriches marriages. Look for the team he loves.
Yes.
Every team has the team they can't stand.
Yes.
And support that team. You know, so you look at him, you encourage him to tell you the team he really, really loves.
Oh, no, it's Manchester United.
And then find out which team they can't stand.
I was like, I know it.
Okay, all right. So, whenever that team is playing, especially when the two of them are playing, that is how to make the home interesting. But Richard was here when I was making the presentation. What does he think of the presentation? What do you think of the presentation? Which of the items I raised struck a chord with you?
Okay, so honestly, I want to thank you so much for teaching me something new today. Honestly, we've been talking about love all the time, but today I've really gotten some insight that most of us don't even understand what love is. Honestly, love is an illusion. So mostly we meet people and we think we love them based on the feeling that we get. But as time goes on, we realize that we never loved this person. I think some people just follow, the person's shape, the ass, the boobs, how they look like. I think that attraction. And after having one or two, after sleeping with that person, you realize that what you wanted, you've gotten that already. So nothing else about the person attracts you anymore. And I think that is part of the illusion. And I think also too, that is our human nature. We always try to protect ourselves. We try to do things that will give us the self-benefit that we will get. When we say that I like somebody, it's not because of something that I've seen that I really like, but it's just to satisfy my own desires. And once that desires have been satisfied, I'm done with that person. So like your message today actually brought more light to the meaning, just like as you gave the scenario with the teams. At the end of the day, like if we support Blackstar and they go out to perform, we give them all the cheers, but if they don't perform, it's like everybody just draws back. So that was a very perfect illustration, and thank you so much for giving us that. Great.
Well, now that was his view. I want to hear your view too.
Okay, so I would say that actually it's like I didn't really know how to put this like the way you said it, like love is an illusion. I didn't see it like that. Like I didn't see it from that view. But when you explained that, I realized that wow, like this is absolutely true. Because I'm a married man. I just got married last year.
Okay.
And I really thought I love my wife. No, honestly, like I do love my wife.
Okay.
But there are things that I thought that we both loved. But I just realized that no, she only did that because
to please you.
Yes, to please, like exactly. Yeah. Because I'm the type that I love movies, and she also loves movies, but she would prefer watching reality shows than watch movies. So every time when we are home and I subscribe to DSTV, I only mostly watch the movie channels. So we were watching and she will be with me, we will be talking. That is when we were dating. After we got married, now the TV is for her. When we get home, I want to watch. Oh no! Today I'm watching the name of this show.
This series.
One of this series. Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Dr. Pimp. Like I'm like, why are you watching this? Does this thing pleases you? She's like, this is what I want to watch. And I'm not beginning to accept that like this is who she is.
Yeah.
And I can't change that about her. So I think like you just nailed it right on the head. Like what you said is really absolutely true.
Right. Richard, do you have any question for me based on what you've heard this afternoon?
Oh no, today like you've really explained everything for me, and I don't have any question. But as time goes on, if something comes up, I will let you know. Okay. I'll ask you.
Okay. And but before we go, we are actually ending in the next 3 minutes. before we go, I'd like Richard to take advantage of this to speak to the rest of us about the world of the deaf, so we can understand the world of the deaf a little.
Okay, thank you so much. So on that issue, I would want to say that in the deaf world, we have, so many different variations among us. Personally, I wasn't born deaf, but I became deaf. That is like I have speech ability, like I can speak a little bit, but my problem is that I can't hear. That is my problem. There are other deaf people who were born deaf till they grew up. Their behavior is different from ours, because for me, I was a hearing person before I became deaf, and there are some people too who are around 30, 40 before they became deaf. They also have a different character. So what I would want to tell everybody is that people shouldn't classify all deaf people as, oh, they are all deaf people. No. When it comes into the deaf culture, we have different abilities and different cultures, different understanding, varieties of people, varieties of people have different perceptions, views on their own. We all don't see things the same, even though we are all classified as deaf people. One thing that I'm really sad about is that mostly the family that most of the deaf people come from is like the way the family treats them is very sad. You see, deaf people have their own culture and have their own way of living, which is way different from the hearing people. But the deaf people themselves, they don't even understand their own culture. For instance, if you are not able to, acquire the basic necessity, that is sign language, to communicate with a deaf person, that is a bigger barrier in the first place. How will you even communicate with them? For instance, let's even take this program for example. If my interpreter wasn't here, I don't think this program would have been successful.
Yeah.
So I would wish every parent who have a deaf child should make it, a priority to learn sign language. Don't just leave them on their own. Find time, learn sign language, so that you'll be able to communicate with them. Because of this, most of deaf most of the deaf people around have to do things on their own, take understand or learn lessons on their own to grow up. And some of them, because of that, when they grow up and become adults, they are very stubborn. You see, so most of the things that we know about deaf people, it's not their fault, but it's because of how they've been treated from childhood. And I feel like if every parent could learn sign language and be able to communicate with their deaf words, some of the deaf people would grow up and become prominent people and very fruitful in the society. And also too, when it comes to deaf people too, most of them don't have high level of education, and I think it's also the cause of our family, the way the family treats them. Some of them don't even take them to school, don't even give them that support that they need. For instance, when I became deaf at age 17, my parents almost sent me to a vocational school instead of continuing my education. So if I had not gone to the deaf school, maybe today I would have been maybe a dressmaker or something. But right now I have my own car, I drive, I have a family, I'm building a house. I feel like I'm more independent and I'm more proud of myself than other deaf people out there who are not able to do what I am doing. They're not able to achieve what I have achieved. So I'll just end it here. I think I've wasted a lot of time, but later on, if you give me more time, I will give you more detail.
It's been a very insightful thing. Richard, thank you very much. Especially the point he makes about the fact that don't treat us as one, because they are different. We are different types, and each of us have our own world, our own reality, and things like that. I think that is new to every one of us, apart from Kaka, who is not normal. So nothing is normal to him. So Richard, thank you, and my brother, thank you very much. He's given me an insight about something that happened in South Africa way back, that I have always wondered why anybody will be guilty of that. So some other time I'll bring him here and then we'll talk about it. But I'd like to thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to the Association of the Deaf for visiting us. I hope that this will not be the last time, you know, and I'm going away with this. I'm going away with this because it is fantastic. And so to every one of you who is watching us, who have always watched us, especially those of you who joined me on Sunday for the webinar, this. Now, I didn't have time to ask him to teach me how to say I hate you, because that is what I would have said to those who don't join me. Join me on Sunday. But with that, thank you for coming. So we see you again. Stay blessed and stay safe. Let's see you on Sunday, or I will learn how to sign I hate you, and that is how I'll start next week with. God bless you.
Chairman, in fact, I actually came to find out about my investments. Yes, my investment.
Your investment. Sir, considering the micro-inflationary dynamics of the systematic advanced calculated forms, your investment is perpetual towards ratification.
Meaning?
In simple terms, Sikanashi.
Misikanashi.
Don't shout. Swallow it. You care for some coffee?
Make the right choice. Invest with SIMS Stambik Investment Management Services for capital preservation and competitive returns. Try SIMS today and you will not regret your decision. Stambik Investment Management Services, your investment specialist.